Sanbonani guys, welcome back to yet another video. There's a new show that has hit our Show Max screens, and you know what? So they're bringing back arranged marriages, you guys. So there's this show on Show Max, as I said, it's new. It's called Married at First Sight Mzansi. Now, there was an international show called Married at First Sight. What happens, you guys? These people get married, they've never seen one another, they don't know anything about one another. This is an arranged marriage. So on the show, they take a set of experts, a team of relationship experts, and I must say that they brought in the best of the best. They brought in the best of the best, and there's quite a number of relationship experts. And then they pair people who they think are comparable to one another. And then when you just show up to the wedding, you don't tell your family nothing. You tell your family a day before the wedding, or you tell them the morning of the wedding. That is hectic, you guys. And you just meet umakondana wako lapho ke guys, ukuthi unjani, what they look like. I guess uzobona phambili, because already you guys are technically married. So, you know what? The candidates, guys, they're a good bunch of candidates, but I just don't know if they really are ready for marriage. But they say they're ready for marriage. They basically saying they are tired of these dating streets, and they just basically wanna settle down. So what they did, there's 4 ladies, you guys, 4 single ladies and 4 single men. On the first episode that I actually watched, they paired 2 couples. They paired 2 couples, which means 4 people. So I don't know if I want to go into details of each and every couple, but I don't think I want to do that. I think on this video, I'm going to focus on the 2 pairs of couples that were paired together, because I mean, that's what they showed. So guys, the one couple that were paired together is the guy's name, or the girl's name is Makum. Makum is basically 25 years old. She works as a customer. They said she works, they just wrote customer management. So she works something with customers and managing customers. It looks like she has a very hectic job, because the first night, what they did, the ladies came together and they met together, and they were supposed to have like a lunch, like a meet and greet with one another. She was unable to make it for that meet and greet, you guys, because of what? Because of work. She was unable, so I foresee that work thing being a problem, because it looks like her job is really hectic. So in my mind, I'm just like, going into an arranged marriage, you don't know the person like that, and your job is going to be hectic. I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, she is paired, and she's a very good looking girl. You guys, her personality is like on track. But one thing Uma Kumo said that I was just like, "Ay, Bokel, are you sure you're ready for marriage?" She said 2 things. She said 3 things that she wants out of her potential, or that she wants out of her husband. Number 1, the guy must be Zulu. And I'm just like, listen, ma'am, if you're still coming with your lists on the show, you're really not ready for marriage. Like, people who should be on the show must be people who say or who can say that I've dated around, I've tried around, I've had my list did not work, and hence like I'm handing it over to the experts and I'm gonna trust them. But Uma Kumo is 25 years old, guys. She is fairly young. She's young. So I guess I understand why she still has a list, because at 25 years old, I probably still also had a list. So she said, number 1, the guy must be Zulu. Okay, ma'am, Zulu. She's not watching enough of some Selegu's content, ne? Anyway, he must be Zulu. And number 2, she says the guy must have his own car, he must have his own house, and he must have his own money. And I'm just like, okay, I hear you, ma'am. Maybe she has those things, guys, and maybe that's the reason why she is requiring those things. But I'm just like, so if the guy doesn't have any of these things, since it's an arranged marriage, like, what are you going to do? So for me, mentally, I just feel like she is not yet there. But I guess if she's paired with someone who's maybe at the same mental level as her, maybe they can grow together. Then the guy that she is actually paired with is a guy called Tabang, a good, fine-looking brother. Tabang is 27 years old and he says he works in the IT space. He works in the IT space doing support and tester of systems or something like that. Tabang is a really good looking guys, but you can see Tabang is the life of the party. Tabang is those guys like he looks like those guys who go to Mkruvo each and every weekend. And each and every weekend they are not home because they're grooving the whole night till the next day from one venue to another venue. That's the type of guy he looks like. But he does say that he's done that live. He doesn't say he's done with that life. He's just saying that he's tired of like girls from that walk of life or girls who love that type of life. So they were paired together, you guys. I really do think they make a cute couple physically. Personality wise, I feel like they match one another's energy. I just don't know if they might last, but at this point, I feel like they might be the strongest couple. I haven't seen the other two. We only saw two on this episode. So anyway, Utabang and Ukumo, they tell their family and friends about this whole thing. Ukumo, by the way, she only told her brother. Her mother doesn't know about anything, guys. Like, that's just the setup, okay? And the terms and conditions of the show. When they do eventually meet with one another, listen, they were so happy with one another. Like the girl was like, oh, my man, my man, my man, he looks good. And the guy was also like, imama lami, iparate lami. Oh, like he was impressed. And I was like, I was happy about that because physical attraction is an important element, you guys. But what happens if it's not there? And then Ukuma drops Ukumo, which is Makumo, she drops a bombshell on the guy and tells him she's not going to be able to be on a honeymoon or spend the honey. So I think once they get married, the show provides them with a honeymoon phase or get a honeymoon getaway, should I say. So she says that she's not going to be able to make it for the honeymoon or spend time with him because the next day, literally the next day after they get married or got married, she needs to fly out and she needs to get back to work. I'm just like, the way her work schedule is so hectic. I don't know, you guys, but I really have hope for this couple. I really do hope it works out, but I'm really nervous. I'm nervous about them. Then the second couple, you guys, that was basically paired together is Ukuto and let me see if I pronounce this name correctly. Lituanelo. Yeah, Lituanelo. Ukuto and Lituanelo. Lituanelo being the girl, Ukuto being the guy. Lituanelo, guys, is 31 years old and she's a law student and she's also a chef. But she's basically switching careers from being a chef to law. Ulitanelo basically says when she met up, remember I told you with the ladies had a meet and greet. She basically said that what she wants out of a husband, she really hopes that she gets a guy who has a strong personality. Because if she doesn't get a guy who has a strong personality, she is probably going to bully the guy. And she says once she gets to a place where she bullies the guy, it's over. She won't be able to respect the guy. So she's very strong-willed. She's like got a mind of her own. And yeah, but I'm just like, ma'am, like that whole mentality, you need to throw it away. You need to grow and stop being a bully, basically. And the funny thing, the guy that they pair her with, one thing I must mention about Ulutuanelo, she has a child. And the child looks, she didn't say how old the child is, but the child looks like a toddler. The child looks like maybe he's 2 years old. And I'm just like, if you were on the show, like, why? Why? Because for me, it's still fresh if your child is 2 years old, but I don't know. And then Ukutso, you guys, Ukutso is 34 years old and he is a data analyst and he has a daughter as well who is 30 years old. And I'm just like, oh, I don't trust these people. What if they get back with their exes? Because they have children who are fairly young, but I guess the experts saw it fit to fit them together because they both have kids and maybe they'll understand one another like that. The only thing I feel like with Kutch is really like, he's quiet, like he's a silent, confident man. But I just feel like Ulutanelo is just gonna whoop over his head, in all honesty. When they met one another, first impression, she was happy with him, he was happy with her, but already Ulutanelo was complaining about Ukuto's vows, which his vows were all about what he doesn't want to do. And I'm like, Ulutanelo is a lot of work, you guys. Yay, if ngambheka ungacabanga ukuthi she's a quiet girl, but she's a lot of work. And then one of the questions she asked the guy eventually, so they met one another, and then after they do their vows and say I do, they go and sit together basically to have a moment with one another, hi type of thing. She asked the guy, what's your surname? And then the next question she asked is, what car do you drive? How? Patun girl. Then the guy said he drives an Audi, and then she's like, oh, that's nice. And don't. The guy was like, do you drive an Audi? She's like, no. Yeah, but I can tell Uguti, like, she already in her mind, she's checked out. When they got to their place where they're supposed to sleep together, like, there was no conversation. It was just crickets. It was just crickets. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen from going forth from here. But I am so confident in the experts that are there because the experts basically are going to help these couples and usher them into the mentality that, listen, sometimes a person is like, what you think you need is not really what you think you need. And when you come into the show, maybe you should be willing to throw away your list because you've had this list. It has not worked out for you. You have your type in your head. It has not worked out for you. And thus you should be open-minded to the person that they actually matched you up with. So those are the two couples, you guys. Next week, we shall see the other two couples that are paired together. I am curious to see what's going to happen. You know what? As South Africans, everyone's been majority, the way that dating pool is so hectic, you guys. People have been saying bring back arranged marriages. Well, yeah, is arranged marriages, except it's in the unconventional way because no lobola is paid, no meeting of families. You guys are married and you guys are basically doing things backward. Anyway, guys, tell me, what do you think of this episode? If you have watched it, what do you think of Married at First Sight Mzansi? Are you pro arranged marriages if you're still single? Like, what is the dating pool like? Anyway, please do make sure that you like the video. Please do subscribe. It is absolutely for free of charge, and I'll see you on the next one.